Hello, hello, this is Chucky from Collecting for Fun, and today we got a really cool video for you. This, my friends, is the buildable C3PO set in collaboration with Star Wars, of course, and it's a Lego set here. It's part of their 25th anniversary celebration of their partnership with Star Wars, between Lego and Star Wars. This set is 75398 and it has 1138 pieces. So this features C3PO with his silver leg. And let's have a look at the box here. You can see there's C3PO, very nice model there. Looks pretty attractive. And then we can look at the height of this fella. You can see there that he is 15 inches in height and 38 centimeters in height there. And he's 19 centimeters wide, or 7.5 inches. There is a classic shot of C3PO and R2D2 from the first Star Wars movie, and there we have C3PO, and you can see R2. You can see a preview of R2 that we're going to bring out later, and we got C3PO right there. All right, so let's have a look at this figure first. We have we'll take a look quickly at the minifigure here. So the minifigure here is of C3PO, also with the silver leg. I do not know if that is exclusive to the set, because previous, if I recall, I only ever see him with 2 gold legs, but I could be wrong. So this may or may not be exclusive to the set. You can see he's a protocol droid created by Anakin Skywalker, 1.77 meters. He's part of the Galactic Republic, Rebel Alliance, and the Resistance. He's a Translang 3 communication module, and he's fluent in over 6 million forms of communication. And you can thank Lego. This is printed on the Lego piece, so we don't have to worry about stickers for this particular piece there. So that's pretty cool there. And again, this is part of the anniversary, 25 years of Lego Star Wars. So that's pretty cool. And so let's have a look at these while you're here, and that is to see C3PO. So let's have a look at the head shape. Head shape looks pretty cool, and the eyes are fairly decent, all things considered. Let's actually pull out the manual here, the Lego instruction book. So I have a little bit of an homage to C3PO. So you can see the eyes there. Obviously, very hard to kind of recreate the little strands in the eyes that they have there, but they did fairly good there. And the other thing, obviously, the eyes had to kind of bulge out. You can see C3PO's eyes there. These kind of bulge out more than the normal, but I mean, they did a fairly good job sculpting his head. I think if the head doesn't work, the whole thing doesn't work, and so they did a fairly decent job. You can see the head does turn. So we see here in the manual, we're going to meet C3PO, human cyborg relations, and this just talks a little bit of what they're creating. There's different languages there, and you can see C3PO from the episode 1, how he was before he was gold plated, and there he is with R2. I think that's from Return, going into Jabba's palace, and a little bit more about the creation of this and how they kind of rendered this model, and then a little bit about the designers. Okay, so that is C3PO. I'm going to flip the box around, and the reason for that, it's got a nice picture of C3PO in the background, so we can kind of compare a little bit details there. So you can see the chest plate here and the wiring around the stomach, and they did a really good job of kind of recreating that area, so I like that. The arms look pretty decent. C3PO can't really bend his arms in general. They usually kept quite bent. So these are locked in, so they don't bend, which is kind of nice, because he can't bend them in the movie either. They have very limited motion that way, but they can move up and down. So that they kept. The head does move, as we showed you earlier, and it does turn 360 if you wanted to, but obviously he doesn't do that in the movie, as far as I know. Does not blow apart, so it's not easy to attach the limbs. So if you want to recreate the scene from Empire Strikes Back and put him in a sack for Chewbacca to carry. Won't work. Won't work. Perhaps one day they'll make that, but they won't work for this one. Leg is here is silver, and the gold one here. Now, I did not know. So look at that. So I didn't realize that he actually had a silver leg. But you can see it is a little bit more silver down here, and it's more gold here. And it's so subtle that I didn't really notice it, because when I watched it, it was much grainier when I watched it on on the movies. It's not as crisp as it is now. So it's not something I noticed. And on top of that, I mean, all the toys that I've gotten of C3PO always had both legs gold, so I didn't even think about it. And so when I saw the silver one, I had to look it up. He was like, "Why is it silver?" And I said, "Oh, he's always been silver legs." So, fun fact, I didn't know, and I've been a Star Wars fan forever, but it's not something I decided to research. It's like, what color is C3PO's legs? So it's not something I knew about. So that's kind of interesting, fun fact that I learned about. And so the hands do move as well, so you can have some mobility in the hands. And we're going to pair it up with R2 later on, as you saw a little preview of him earlier in the film. And so these arms move up and down. And oops, whoa, what just happened there? How about that? I didn't expect that to fly off, but this is one of the things that you attached in last, so maybe I didn't put it in quite right. There we go. So there you go. If you move it around too aggressively, I guess they can fall off. So you can move the arms and you can, up and down. So there's not a lot of playability with this thing, but it does, you can, I guess, move it around to model it in different ways. So if you want to have fun with that, you can. It has a classic C3PO posture, where he's really upright there. You can see they're really torqued up. He's really upright and straight. And I feel sorry for the actor. I think it's Anthony Daniels there, because he had to fit into this thing and stand with that posture throughout the entire filming of this saga. And he was in pretty much every movie. So kudos to him for, being able to do that. And I don't know if he was actually in the costume for the last part of the trilogy, like the last 3 movies with Rey. But if he was, wow. He'd certainly voiced him in every iteration of C3PO, including the animation, I would believe. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, very cool build. If you love Star Wars and C3PO, I think that's a really cool addition to your collection. I don't not know if they ever made a C3PO Ultimate Collector version. I think it might have been way too big, but I could be wrong about that. I don't remember seeing one. So this is a pretty cool buildable C3PO. I don't know if they've ever made one like this before. They might have, but I don't recall. It's certainly the first one I've encountered. And here's the back part. You can see the plating in the back, which is nice. You can see the printable gears that they have there as well. Back of the legs look pretty decent, and so does the head there. And the feet are stand on the stand. Simple, very simple stand. And surprisingly, the stand comes in the 5th bag. We start working on legs first, so it's and then we join them together on the base, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, I think this works for me. I was kind of worried to see if it actually would work when I heard they were doing C3PO, but this works very well. I have no complaints about that whatsoever. So I think this is a winner. And my son had asked a question about whether they were going to actually, whether they would have interchangeable limbs, because I know one of the limbs, I think it was his leg or arm, was red in the last movie, and that might be, I guess, something, if they ever want to re-release the set, they can add that as a feature so that people would want to buy it after they bought this set. But to me, that's a minor thing. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video so far, please hit this like and subscribe button. Many of you that watch our videos do not subscribe for some reason, and we're not going to chase you or haunt you. I mean, it definitely helps the channel out so we can grow and give you more better content coming forward, and make sure that we're continue doing that. So yeah, please hit the subscribe button, and we're really trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, and when we do, we're going to be getting a Grimlock Robosen Grimlock, which is the self-transforming Grimlock transformer, and that we're going to pair that with our Optimus Prime transformer, which is going to be a really cool series of videos. as well. So that'll be a special treat to our subscribers when we hit 1,000. So back to the video, let's see how he pairs with R2D2. So I guess if I had one complaint about this set is that when we made the R2D2 set earlier, and you can have him standing right here. You can take the antenna off R2. I'm just going to leave it on because I don't really care. We're just going to leave that on. But you can pose him. This is a classic pose for R2D2 and C3PO, like that. Or you can pose them as they are in the attentive and just have them kind of side by side. And you can't really cock his head that well. So there's that. But, I mean, you can get pretty close. And so, yeah, the one complaint I had is when we made R2D2, he came with this minifigure. I forgot the name of this, Darth something. But there was no exclusive minifigures that came with this set for reasons I do not know, which is kind of weird. You know, they included for R2. Why wouldn't they include it for C3PO? It's still the 25th anniversary, so I'm not 100% sure why they didn't do that. It was quite an interesting decision on Lego's part, but hey, it is what it is. But otherwise, I do love the set. It's pretty cool. It pairs well with R2, which is really cool. I had my concerns about why they were making a smaller version of R2, and now I can see why. So they can do a C3PO, because pretty much all the other R2 buildable ones were just giant. You know, the Ultimate Collector Series ones. And there's at least 2 iterations of that. And so this being the third version, but smaller version. So this is a nice version of that. And here's R2's thing here. I have these little plates that go over here, so I don't lose them. But yeah, so that is R2 and C3PO pair very well together. And I'll try to remember to put a link to the R2 video if you want to watch that. And the other thing that it does pair well with as well, not as popular, but the Chewbacca, buildable Chewbacca from also about a year or 2 back. And this is a big sucker. And also from, so, you know, it pairs very well in scale to these two. So that's very nice. So it'll be interesting to see if Lego decides to build other buildable Star Wars characters in this scale. It'd be very interesting to see that, because I guess most of the ones would be, you know, the human characters, which would probably have more challenges. I mean, if Lego can pull that off, oh, more kudos to them. But I mean, obviously they can't get the head shape right. I just don't know how they can warrant doing it. But I mean, wouldn't it be awesome to have a Luke or a Han or Leia or Han that was buildable to go with these sets? I think that would be pretty cool. But again, if they can't get the head right, I would kind of prefer not to see it, because then they'll be kind of like, you know, tarnish what they've already done so far. Certainly they can make a BB-8. I'm sure they can do that. They might even be able to do a buildable scaled version of Yoda to go with R2. Obviously C3PO and Chewbacca technically didn't meet him in the trilogy. It looks like Chewbacca met him in the prequel, but not in the original trilogy. I can't think of anyone else they would want to put in there to go with these two, because I mean, most of the other ones that they possibly could do were villains, so I don't think we want to put well, I guess we could do a Darth Vader. He's classic enough, but you know, if you do Darth Vader, then you definitely have to do Luke Skywalker and Ben Kenobi. So I don't know what they're going to do next. I certainly love what they've done with C3PO and R2 here. That's really nice. Chewbacca, you know, is growing on me. I don't love the face shape as much, but it's growing on me. And the fact that it scales nicely with this sets, you know, makes it a little bit nicer in my opinion than by itself. As a set, looks better. By itself, So yeah, there it is. But yeah, you can see right now when you put the 3 together, it looks pretty cool. you know, it's pretty nice. So that is my review of C3PO. It's a really cool set. I picked it up on the Prime Day sales that just occurred, and so hopefully it goes on sale again during Black Friday or Christmas time, and you guys can pick that up too if you didn't already. To me, this one looks like a winner to me, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, please hit the subscribe button. It really helps us out, and again, thank you so much for watching. This is Chucky for Collecting for Fun, and we will see you next time. Take care, guys.